Hi everyone, I hope we're all doing freaking amazing. Today we're going to be talking about how robotic affirmations trumps the ladder technique, because a lot of people hear about the ladder technique and think that robotic affirmations are void and they actually don't work. I will tell you all about it in this video. But before we get into it, you are more than welcome to subscribe. On this channel, I talk about all things law of assumption. So if that sounds good to you, I would love to have you here. If you would like to enroll in any of my courses or book one-on-one coaching or collective coaching, all of the information is linked in the description box down below, or simply you can go on ritakaminski.com. All of the information is there. So if you don't know what the ladder method technique story is, I don't think it's really a method. It's just a story told by Neville Goddard that talks about SATs and the power of SATs. However, it throws robotic affirmations under the bus, and I don't like that. And I see robotic affirming just as powerful as SATs, and let me tell you why the ladder technique or the ladder story was misconstrued and misunderstood over time as told by Neville Goddard. So basically there was a class that Neville Goddard was teaching, and he told his law of assumption students to imagine them climbing a ladder for 3 nights before they go to sleep. So they're essentially visualizing climbing a ladder, doing the SATs method. But then he told them to robotically affirm, I will not climb a ladder, I will not climb a ladder, I will not climb a ladder. And basically, they still ended up, all of the students, climbing a motherfucking ladder, okay? So that got a lot of people thinking, oh, so SATs is more powerful than robotic affirming. First of all, there is never one technique that is more powerful than any other technique. I know that y'all law of assumption coaches want to say that maybe for views, for clicks, but there's not just one technique to rule them all. Y'all just want a one quick stop shop way of manifesting something instantly, when that's not how it works. And even if one technique works for you, it may not work for the other person, simply based on their assumptions, their personality, what they like to do. Even in school, there were visual learners and there were people who like to read books. There were people who like to do things practically, like get in with their hands. Like ask anyone, how do you learn the best? They will all tell you different ways of learning, right? It's the same with methods. Every single person is different. You don't just have one perfect skincare routine. I don't understand why the law of assumption community keeps insisting that it's just one technique to rule them all. It's probably because of clickbait. It's probably because they want views, because y'all click on a video, y'all engage, and y'all love it. Y'all eat it up when someone tells you this is the one way, you're gonna get it instantly, and that's it. When that is just not the case, and I will be saying that forever. Go back to my videos. Like, people literally say, oh, Rita, you're so inconsistent because you're talking about all these techniques that contradict each other. Yeah, the fucking universe is a paradox. Like, not everything is true, not everything is false, nothing has meaning. Like, the basis of law of assumption is, if you think that you fail, you're right. If you think that you win, you're right. That's a paradox in itself. This is a very paradoxical subject because it's not quantitative math. It is energy. It's not quantifiable. So yeah, of course I'm going to be fucking talking about all of these techniques, because it's not one shoe fits all. One size fits all. Everyone is different. So, going back to the topic of the ladder story, I'm not going to call it a technique. It's not a technique. So, The reason why that happened was because they believed that SATS was going to work for them and not affirming. Most likely because they already had some form of respect to Neville Goddard. And so whatever he told them to do is going to work. But remember, this is all your assumption. It's not a video or a coach that is going to tell you that this is the way and that is the way. Like, they're the ultimate truth seekers. They've found it. They've solved it all. No, it's your assumption. If you trust them, if you like them, if it has worked for you and you had positive experiences around that technique, guess what? Positive feedback loop. You're going to continue doing that again and again. And you're going to like talk about this technique as if it's the only thing that works on this planet. Anyways, the point is that, do y'all realize that it's not robotic affirming that gets you the manifestation? It's your belief. When you robotically affirm, stay with me here because I know y'all are confused right now. When you robotically affirm, you're saturating your subconscious mind. Another word for saturating your subconscious mind is you get into the state. Another word of getting into the state is you believe that this is true. Like, it's just as simple as fucking that. The reason why everyone loves robotic affirming, and I can attest to this, and I love robotic affirming too, is you don't have to believe it like a goddamn thing. But you don't have to believe in anything when you're doing any techniques. You just have to keep saturating your mind if you don't believe it. The point being, once you're saturating your mind enough, you're going to, by proxy, start believing in it because you've saturated your mind in it enough. You get into the state, you start believing in it. It's just an all-together thing. So when Neville was talking about the ladder technique and was saying, you know, like, and I'm like, he wasn't talking about it in a way where he wanted to shit on affirming, by the way. I don't believe. But everyone just ran with the story. It's not about SATS. It's not about robotic affirming. It's about saturating your mind enough for you to believe it if you can't believe it, and sort of condition yourself and, I guess, delude yourself enough to believe it. Because again, it's not about the reality, it's about what you believe in, and then when you believe in it, or when you saturate your mind enough, it's going to come to fruition. It is whatever you think it is, right? But people have took that phrase to heart. Your thoughts aren't what manifest, it's you thinking enough times for you to believe it. A belief is just a thought repeated multiple times. That is all a belief is. Is the silence loud? Are you understanding what I'm saying? I know that you are. The reason why robotic affirming, I will not climb a ladder for that entire 3 days, did not work is because they probably had so much respect for Neville Goddard. They assume that whatever he says is going to bring them their climbing a ladder manifestation. And also, probably those 3 days didn't saturate their mind enough for them to believe it. I'm not saying that you can't saturate your mind enough for you to believe it, but that is a personal thing and it depends on you. That's why I like deciding myself, because I can actually control that like narrative. I can control myself knowing that I believe it right now. I can just condition myself in this exact moment to not pretend to believe, but to actually fully believe. Like, law enforcement can't tell me shit. My mama can't tell me shit. No one can tell me shit. Like, I just know that I have whatever it is that I'm manifesting, right? That's the type of vibe that you need to be on. And if you can't, then you have to saturate your mind. If you do choose the saturate your mind way, there's no really like knowing how long it's going to take for you, but it should not take longer than 3 days. Those people, they probably didn't affirm enough, or 3 days wasn't enough for them, because it's all based on you and like how much you affirm, how much you saturate your mind, how much you believe what it is that you're saying. And they didn't believe it very much, so of course they didn't climb the goddamn ladder. It was the assumption that, oh, Neville told me that I should do SATs. That is my theory behind why the affirming didn't work, but the SATs did. It's not the SATs is better. There's no technique that is better than. It is the technique that suits you. And I'm saying this as the manifestation coach who is a ride or die for SATs. Like, I love SATs so much with my entire chest. With that being said, that's me, that's Rita Kaminsky. I am a coach. It is not best practice for me to only talk about SATs. It is just not best practice. Do with that what you will. Don't feel bad for using SATs. Don't feel bad for using robotic affirmations. Don't let anyone make you feel bad for using any technique that you want. If you want to do backflips at midnight every single night and you know that that's going to get you your manifestations, you go girl, you go boy. It's all about either believing or saturating your mind. And that's it. It is as simple as that. So with that being said, I trust that this video gave you the guidance that you needed. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up because I know you loved it. I hope you have an amazing day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone.